Hello, my lovelies. Melissa from Metropolitan Cosmetics. Today, we're going to have a philosophical chat, preparing ourselves for that beautiful Valentine's Day, but on a much deeper, on a much higher level. So the question that came to my mind in preparation of this video was, what is it that we are meant to be doing in life? I got to that question thinking of, well, let's talk about a return to love, right? Well, how are we going to do that? Oh, by a return to self. Well, how are we going to do that? By asking the question, what is it I'm meant to be doing in life? Well, great. Well, how am I going to do that? And the answer is, know yourself. So the causal links between love and the action and success of love and success is to fundamentally know yourself. Well, how am I meant to do that? I'm going to paint you a picture. If we think of a carriage or a buggy that is linked to a horse, and upon the horse is the driver, and inside of the carriage is the master. That should be an integrated you or me. So the physical is the buggy or the carriage. The horse, he's the emotional runner, he's the charge. The driver, he's mental, he's thinking, he's the mental part. And the master is your soul. Now, all those areas of yourself should be fully functional and properly integrated. We also need to look at the links between the two. The link between the buggy, the carriage, and the horse. How is it linked? Secure mechanically? Operational from an engineering perspective? How are the reins between the driver and the horse? And can you hear the master's voice? Many times, besides the carriage, horse, rider, buggy, can't even hear the master trotting off out of control towards the ravine, fight and flight, trapped in the world of boundaries and feeling completely limited and out of control. So the bottom line is, if we don't have access to the true self that resides in the unbounded, the non-local space where God Himself resides, we cannot know ourselves. This leads me to an understanding of three things: accident, fate, and will. There are only three things that govern the present and conduct us or drive us into the future, and they are those three things. So the horse might be out of control, threw off the driver, the master's not there, and the wheel is coming off. And that's accident and fate. And that often is how we feel life is. We have no control. Life happens to us. It's all to do with what's happening on the outside. The outside world is totally chaotic. So Captain Chaos is in charge, and Agent of Peace and Coherence has left the building. So I'm here today to explore how to naturally access the master. If we are trapped in a world of no hope, bombarded with fear, bad news, all kinds of things, do you feel like a deer caught in the headlamps? Do you feel like a zombie? Do you feel like I'm dead man walking? I'd like to read you a quote by Gurdjieff. Gurdjieff is a Greco-Armenian philosopher who I study. And this is what I want to read to you. Try to understand what I'm saying. Everything is dependent on everything else. Everything is connected. Nothing is separate. Therefore, everything is going on in the only way it can go. If people were different, everything would be different. They are what they are, so everything is as it is. So if we opt in to fear and chaos, we are responsible for creating more of it. It's time to call in the master from the unbounded space, from the quantum field, unbounded consciousness, where everything and miracles resides, and pour unbounded consciousness into this realm of boundaries, and therefore release ourselves from our own incarceration. We are not just the predictable outcomes of reactions, knee-jerk reactions about all the stress and strain which we experience. So if you feel frozen and like a zombie, understand that your consciousness has been hijacked. The creative power of the human psyche has left the building, and we are powerless and useless to create, and creation is the divine spark. It is what we are naturally there to do. I read Gurdjieff 2 more quotes. This may frighten you. Don't be frightened. We have to assess where we're at in order to improve. A considerable percentage of the people we meet on the street, inside buildings, they are actually already dead. It is fortunate for us that we do not see and do not know this. If we knew what a number of people are who are actually dead, and what a number of these dead people govern our lives, we should go mad with horror. Awakening begins when a man realizes that he is going nowhere and does not know where to go. So that is what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to catch a quick wake up and return to the master. This psychic chain around one's neck, holding one in such fear, understand that it is loosely bound. It disappears in a moment when we opt with free will to the right thing. No longer accident and fate, but with free will, we authorize and dissolve those chains. We return to self, we return to love. Excuse me while I have a little slurp. Well, how to do? First, let's consider the word sankalpa. It's a Sanskrit word made up of 2 syllables. San means highest truth, and kalpa means vow of the highest order. Put the 2 together, we, with the highest truth, put a vow into order, and we place it within the heart center. I'll give you an example. This vow will align our actions with the highest truth. How about just this? I am. I'm not just a bundle of nerves and worries and zombie and out of control buggy heading towards the ravine. I am is very powerful. I am peace. I am love. I am truth. I am pure creative intelligence. Taking it further, I am peace, I am love, I am truth, I am pure creative intelligence, and I extend my love, peace, truth, creative intelligence to everyone and everything. So when we meditate, we can put that intention into the heart center, and we extend it out in everything we do in the relative field, or the field of boundaries. We bring unbounded consciousness into the field of boundaries, and that is how we bring heaven to earth. Next advice I give is to do yoga nidra. I'll be putting my favorite lady on the intro for you to try. Her name is Ali. This is a guided meditation which takes you into various parts of the body and helps you enlighten them all. Regular meditation. My discipline of meditation is Transcendental Meditation, which was given to us by the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Other things to do with one's free will would be, for an example, to bless your food and your water before ingestion, to rid yourself of all toxins, be they unkind thoughts, anger, aggression, and of course everything that one might ingest in the form of alcohol, drugs, smoking devices, and so forth. Medications to a degree that one doesn't need. Giving everyone you meet a gift, even if it's a smile. Making a cup of tea with love, a meal with love. Giving somebody a flower. Always give something to someone. Give to the poor. Give to everyone who has not got, who has got less than you. Don't be angry with people who have less than you because they're in your way. Perfect your personal hygiene and enjoy doing so. Clean your house, keep your garden neat. Clean out that drawer. Play lovely music. Put the phone away. Put the iPad down. Turn off the box. Those are little chains around your neck. You're nothing but a puppet on a string. Buy a book. Read something that's meaningful and does something for your soul. Adopt an animal. They're fur angels. They need your help. Do charitable work. Refrain from anger and lashing out at others, whether it is justified or not. It is an unholy practice. Use aromatherapy essences. Ingesting, certain you can. I'll give guidance if anybody wants to know about that. Inhalation in the aromatherapy atomizer. Massage up the spine, on the soles of the feet, on the wrists, at the back of the neck, on the temples. Healthy food, preservative-free. Practice Yogi Star Kuru Karmani. Get anchored in the self and then act. I want to read one more Gurdjieff quote, and then I'm going to conclude on a very, very important point. So stay with me. Real love is a cosmic force which goes through us. Note that. If we crystallize it, it becomes the greatest power in the world. And that leads me on to something called matter and materiality. Matter does change. Modern physics believes that once we understand matter, we can decide it is a solid, a liquid, a gas, it has an atomic number. We know all its mannerisms, how it acts under various forces, etc., and so on. But matter changes according to materiality. What does that mean? It means that what happens to matter changes it fundamentally. It changes its materiality, that which it associates with, that frequency which passes through it, the thoughts that cross its mind, the emotions that trigger it, the guilt that it harbors, the actions it performs, the objects it places its attention on, changes its vibration. So materiality is based on vibrational resonance, and the higher the vibration, the less dense the materiality. It's an inverse proportion. The lower the vibration, the more dense the materiality. The more dense the materiality means no inspiration, no ideas, no access to the unbounded. The higher the vibration, the greater the materiality, the more access. Gurdjieff. The evolution of man is the evolution of his consciousness, and consciousness cannot evolve unconsciously. The evolution of man is the evolution of his will, and will cannot evolve involuntarily. Vibrate love, vibrate happiness. Opt out of the modes and agents of your own self-incarceration. Set yourself free. Extend your love and kindness and empathy to everyone, not by fate, not by accident, not by chance, but by your free will. Crystallize and make manifest the cosmic force of love, pouring unbounded love into this world of boundaries. That's my love to all of you. Happy Valentine's Day. I'll see you soon.